Clive, this is a perfect example of how you can invest in automation to become successful here at SUB-CNC.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is a perfect IEMCA customer who started with one machine, has seen all the benefits which we talked about and still talking about now, all those years ago, and here we are, 15 machines later, running full automation.
I mean, tell us about that first installation, Clive.
Well, it was 2008 when we all know what happened in 2008. So the guys, Jan and George, took a big risk starting a new business, so they needed all the support they could get. We came along, they bought a Citizen with an IEMCA, and from day one, they were up and running and have been ever since.
So, with this type of automation, some people take it for granted on sliding head machines, but how important is it to be able to, achieve unmanned running and get them productivity gains to become so successful?
Well, I think it's absolutely critical. I mean, you buy a machine tool to do that work. Bar feed itself is a machine tool now, so you need that to keep up with the machine tool on your speeds and feeding. You need it to flawlessly change bar to keep it running all night. So you take due diligence on your machine tool for the sister tooling or whatever you need. The bar feed needs to cover all of that aspects as well.
Now, you've got lots of different models here, Clive, lots of different bar sizes. Can you talk us through the different ranges of machine tools and bar feeders that have been invested into? Yeah,
so in here, they've got 3 separate models. They started off with the 12mm, so we started off with the Elite bar feeder, which is still sold now. They went to the Smart, which is the 20mm versions, and then they progressed to the Boss now, 338, which covers both the 20mm and the 32mm.
And this is the one that we stood in front of?
This is the one we're stood in front of now, the latest model.
Now, since 2008, you mentioned 2008 when the company was founded. The machine tools have been evolving over that time, but also the bar feeders have been evolving. How have they evolved to keep up with the machine tools advancements, technical advancements?
Well, they've had to evolve. Simple, because what you cannot have is the bar feeder inhibit the machine in any way whatsoever. So all the guide channels, the bar change times, the collar open and close times, the feeding times, the synchronization, that all has to work seamlessly and perfectly with the machine tool.
Now, I was really surprised. I spoke to the founders of SUB-CNC earlier, and they informed me that they were doing low volume work at SUB-CNC as well as high volume work. So they were changing the bars frequently. What kind of? Let's start with setup times, Clive. In a typical scenario, how long would it take to change over the bar?
Typical scenario like this, we're talking change 2 bushes there, change a gripper collet, less than 2 minutes.
So very, very fast. Now, you've mentioned then keeping up with the technology of the sliding head, in this instance a Citizen sliding head machine. The spindle speed, Clive, when you're wanting to run it at full RPM, how does the bar feeder keep up with that speed, and how important is that?
So the bar feeder has a guide channel in there which is hydrodynamically supported through the oil. The pusher itself has a rotating head with high precision bearings, so any speed that machine starts at will be transmitted through the bar feeder, and the bar feeder's job is to take away any vibration, any whipping, any of that, to allow the machine to run perfectly.
And how does the bar feeder eliminate vibration? Because it's a really good point, that is, Clive.
No, it has to. That's its main function. So from the design, through the legs, through the main beam, through the guide channels, every aspect of that bar feeder is to run as smoothly as possible with that machine tool.
Now, when we go inside of the machine tool, now, chip to chip time, if you like, or cutting time, how fast is it? How fast does it feed, and what kind of savings can you get with the IEMCA bar feeders?
So as they've evolved, so the bar feeder had to speed up, because what you cannot, as I said earlier, you can't inhibit the machine tool at all, but the saving on the feeding time, previously on old bar feeders, and maybe some others, the feed time, you had to allow a time in your program to open the collet, close the collet, to allow the synchronization to engage. That's now down to 0.1 of a second with IEMCA. Now that's saving per cycle around about 1.7, 1.8 seconds. Added to that, the speed now of these super fast bar feeders, the bar change cycle has been reduced. The saving now, you can imagine, each cycle and each bar change adds up to a lot of money.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't sound a lot, seconds, but it's a massive amount when you're running 24/7, and these are running effectively 24/7. Now you're standing next to the touchscreen, the HMI touchscreen. How simple are they to program?
Extremely simple. I won't touch this now, it's running in auto mode, but it's simply the parameter when he wants to do a setup. As I said before, mechanically he changes bushes in his gripper, he goes along here, changes 2 parameters, and he's finished.
Now at SUB-CNC, Clive, you know, coming to the end of this interview really, but is this a typical kind of first MTA IEMCA client company, you know, buying one and then it just kind of grows from then?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you buy a product that never lets you down and does exactly what it says on the tin? Why wouldn't you buy it? There's no reason not to buy it.
Well, to me, it sounds like they're money printing machines.
They currently can be, Gio, yes.
Clive, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Gio. Thanks for the time.